So I want to share with you today one of my absolute favourite plants, and that is lavender. I get so much joy from lavender, the smell, the look, everything. But this lavender here, you can see it's really woody, and it's nearly had its day. But this plant was here when we first came here, and it took over all of this. It came out, you know, to sort of around here. It looked a mess. It hadn't been cut down for years. I've tried everything I can to save it, but I've had to tie it back because it was just so sparse and just, you know, just small twigs and that everywhere. So by tying it back, what I've done, you can now see all the woody stuff. So I'm okay with that for the minute. But what I did, because I love lavender so much, I wanted to create and bring it in the garden more. So last year I took some cuttings of it, and I literally, having an experiment, put them in this pot, and I put them all the way around and just left it and thought I'd see what it did. Now what this has done, this created I think it was 8 new plants, and I've left 4 in here, but I've planted another 4 in different places of the garden. So out of this one plant that's nearly finished for me, I'm still saving it, but so I'm hoping that something will come this year. Here I've got another lot of new plants that I will care for and create in this garden in different places to replace this when it's gonna go, because it's not gonna last that much longer. So if you like lavender, there is a way and a time to cut it so that you don't get this legginess, this brown woodiness that's here now. So I might do a different video on that. So but when it gets to this stage, as far as I know, and I've tried lots of things, there's nothing you can do with that, because if I was to cut into this wood, that there would just be nothing. So I'm just sort of giving the bees and the wildlife this last summer, I think it's going to be just where it's going to grow on the top. But you can see where it's starting to, get this year's growth on it, because this is new growth here. So you can see where it's starting, all these new little bits in here. This is the new stuff that's coming. So it still will flower this year, but it's just going to still look a bit messy, but I'll get a tiny little bit out of it that I can. So actually it might be easier for me to show you it on that. So these are the new. So this was the old when it was wintered through and grown from last summer when I took the cutting, and this is the new growth. This lighter green colour is the new growth from this year. So when I cut it back, well, I'll do another video on cutting it back, but hopefully you can find a little spot for some lavender in your garden, because it brings me so much joy. And like you can see, this is another seating area, so the smell of the lavender is just delicious.